We are dug in, so we should have a good chance of blowing them up. There goes one of them. Grab another. Perfect. Hello guys, and welcome to a new Regiments video today by me, Vulcan. In this one we're moving on to Stage 2 and Phase 3 of my Silent Serpent Warpath. We are playing as the 35th Separate Guards Air Assault Brigade, so the Soviets, and today we're starting with 228 Operational Authority. So I'm going to start by getting my BMD 2Ks back online just so that we have that leadership available. We'll bring back some of the BMD 2s there as well, make sure that they are up to scratch. I might want to restore my MI8 TVs, although they do cost a lot to do so. Definitely going to restore my VDV, and then maybe we can add more deployment points. We'll do that. Maybe I could upgrade this. Let's put 60 points into that. That will give us another MI8. And then also we'll have lots of extra VDV there. We'll restore some more VDV. Supplies are okay, so we don't need to do that. And we'll restore a couple more BRDMs for recon. Okay, I think that'll do nicely. Yeah, that's all of the operational authority spent. Today, what I was thinking of doing was going for a raid, but before we start that, let's read through some of the messages that are in the operation log. We got unstable foundations. The ceasefire itself wasn't a momentary clear-cut event. Radio networks were jammed or barely operational. Command and control systems buckled under the weight of incoming data. Ceasefire orders had to be broadcast over open airwaves, relayed through surviving civilian networks, and delivered by liaisons racing to catch up with the advancing tank columns. Several operations were halted mid-swing while it ended the immediate bloodshed. It was, in effect, similar to placing a cast over a fracture before aligning the bones. The hastily drawn separation line on the map barely reflected the reality on the ground. The jagged edges of the Leipzig bulge remained a sore point, swollen and inflamed by the arriving French and Czechoslovakian forces. And the medical prognosis wasn't optimistic. This ceasefire was never meant to last. So that was during Phase 1, and then we went Phase 2, blind leading the blind. Of course, political manoeuvring began even before the guns went silent. Should FDR representatives be included in the peace talks? Was a unified Germany acceptable? And what about the reparations? If there had been more time, a joint diplomatic stance could have been worked out, but there was none. The Warsaw Pact delegation was plagued by its own demons. At first, it was like the sides were talking about different conflicts. Several private discussions later, it became clear that the reality of war had not culled the misreporting, but had instead exacerbated it to new absurd heights. According to the Soviet delegation, there wasn't much of an operational crisis. The 8th Guards Army was still a combat-capable unit that had merely ceded some ground, yet remained capable of countering Western aggression. Some habits sure die hard. And then we went into Phase 3, which is this phase, nosedive. Even with the ceasefire in place, mainland Europe remained a powder keg with too many missiles ready to launch at a moment's notice and too many trigger-happy soldiers trained to shoot first and identify later. It was no surprise that flying over the sea was considered a safer option. At the halfway point of a diplomatic flight, overseen by token naval groups, the plane was transferred from the protection of the Soviet escort wing to that of a US one. This arrangement was also planned for the return journey. Part of the latest surge of naval reinforcements, the USS Vincennes was out of its designated formation, chasing an East German patrol boat that had strayed too close to the protected area. As two flights of aircraft approached from both sides, the bridge crew experienced a psychological condition known as scenario fulfillment. In such situations, individuals act out a scenario they believe to be real, ignoring contradictory sensory information. In this case, they believed that they were facing a pincer attack by two groups of military aircraft and preemptively engaged with anti-air missiles. In the ensuing chaos, the diplomatic flight was shot down, along with some of its escorts. Okay, I believe we've had the same messages in the previous warpath, so I'll probably continue to read them for those that didn't watch the previous warpath. But if it sounds familiar, that is why. Alright, we're going to do a raid against the Belgians. Let's go to events. We have 2 platoons cannot be deployed. On a raid? Oh dear, that's a really bad one. Let's see how we get on. Silent Serpent Phase 3, Stage 2 at 3 PM. So 2 of my BMD units are not available. Oh dear. Alright, we got to destroy targets at Ishim, which is here, Mezin, which is here, and Kama, which is there. We start here, so I can just swing around the right hand side and go and destroy those objectives. So that's what we're likely to do, and then afterwards we can see about trying to capture more of these points. But the reinforcements for them come in on this right hand side right next to Kama. So that's actually going to be quite a difficult operation to pull off. We're of course going to get all our guys set up. I don't know how I'm really going to be using my infantry, if I'm honest. Like the Mi-8Ts with the VDV are great and all, but I don't think they're going to be that useful here. We'll definitely bring up some recon to accompany those. We'll definitely have the leader in there. We'll need the Nonna. We'll need probably the grads. The plan will be to probably take it kind of slow. We are like in a raid, so we get way less units as well. So let's just start it. And we're going to move through the trees here on the right hand side. Bring the Nonnas up, get the supply up as well. And I'll bring the grads in. And I guess we'll probably have the Mi-8 TVs come in as well. Although we only get 1 because of the raid. Yeah, this is going to be very, very difficult with the units that we have at our disposal. Like no heavy tanks. Just purely reliant on my artillery to whittle things down. I get 2 Mi-24Ks, which is interesting. I'm gonna have those fly about. And then as soon as we see a target, yeah, we can hit that with the grad. We just have 1 grad. Really not going to be doing too much damage. We'll get the Mi-24K on target. If the Mi-24 can hit relatively safely, then we can probably do the same with the Mi-8. I'm just a bit worried. We should be putting down an air patrol here. Yeah, let's do a MiG air patrol. So those are scimitars. Okay. Nice, okay, we killed one of them. Okay, the Mi-24 there is basically out of ammo. That BRDM did not like that. I guess the thing that we can do with the infantry is we can use it to help defend once we take a position. Brilliant. And we'll go take out the M109s. Or not. Okay. A little bit of an air interception there. Nice dogfight. Okay, that's killed those. Perfect. Okay, so we definitely want to be more chill here. Let's just make sure that we're using our supply to great effect. Might retreat the BRDM just so we can get a second one in. That's Mizzen taken care of, which is nice. That's reinforcements coming in from the left there. Good. Well, that's enemy AA over there. That's a Gepard. Okay, actually that's part of the enemy forces we've got to kill. I'm not sure they can attack us, but it's probably not worth risking. We'll just have the BR or the BMDs go deal with that. Also the Nonna can of course keep firing at it. So that's, yeah, we got 6 to kill at Mizzen, 6 to kill at Kama, 6 to kill at Ishin. We've done okay so far. Once I take Kama, I might just like come across here with the Mi-8 and like land it in Kama, so that we can use this little village to just help defend against any reinforcements that come in. It's a very limited engagement though. I have really no units whatsoever. The MDs have so much work to do here. A little airborne engagement. Pretty cool actually. Oh dear. That's not good. One of the DMDs got taken out.
Objective completed.
Alright, one of the units is taken care of. That's good. Oh dear. My BMD is almost entirely wiped out. Okay. Well, at least we managed to kill that unit on the edge of the town there. We capture Mizzen. Let's try and swing by with the Mi-24s actually. Let's just make sure we get supply. We got a pretty good amount of time to get this done, actually. Surprisingly.
Zone captured.
Okay. So let's continue to work our way around to Kama. Usually you have like 20 minutes a phase, but maybe this is just because it's a raid. I think that's going to be more of the units that we have to destroy for the objective. So the other way we could do it is like maybe I just put infantry into the edge of this sector. Those rockets are absolutely pounding them. Good. These nonnas firing away. Actually going to be doing a lot of damage for us this game. Reinforcements. We'll move the Mi-8 TV and the Mi-24 up to engage the Fusiliers. I don't think this Gepard's going to shoot at us. Ooh, what is that? Hitting us there. Ouch. I'm going to put our own air patrol up because that's not cool. The air patrol is not going to be coming in without my helicopters being up. And they're all retreated for now, so maybe that was a bit of a waste. Now let's have those BMDs try and move to Kama. These ones are currently stuck on the fortifications, but I'm just going to let them finish off that left fortification there. Okay, there it is. We just make sure we move away from that, and then we can get around it. Okay, good. Where are the other ones at Kama? Got the BRDN zooming around there. Ooh, ouch. Ouchies. It's just a Sultan unit. Those rockets barely did any damage. My air patrol going to catch their air patrol? I think so. Okay, let's unload my VDV. We'll push through. Make sure we get rockets on target at least. Losing units entirely is never good because it reduces their veterancy. Like losing an entire unit of BMD2s here, you can see has reduced that veterancy from the like 3 chevrons basically to 2 chevrons.
Objective completed.
That is another objective complete, so that's good. And what I'm going to do now is we're going to get the Mi-8T over here to go capture that with the VDV. And then we're going to move over to Ishium, take out the targets for the victory points there, because that's the most important part. And then we're going to be able to try and capture as many of these points as possible. I'm just going to have all of these retreat so they get points back. Or get ammo back, sorry. It's probably a scimitar again. Alright, perfect. Let's just have these hide in the backside of Kama. And we can have the BMDs ride round to the supply there. Okay, good. Yeah, these guys will dig in. They should be able to hold Kama for us. They do have metastated gems. Moving my BRDMs into the tree line. We'll go to the next tree line.
Zone captured.
Because they're in cover, we're probably going to end up bumping into them at pretty close range. We could try and like move up around the tree line with the BRDMs. Ooh. Okay, not fun. Getting hit by probably a Gepard. Our defense threat is high there. Let's get that grad firing away again. And something's shooting me further from the left. That BMD is probably dead again. Oh wow, they have eyes on my poor grad. Have the grad leave. I think there is something in this tree line. We can get around to the Gepard at least. As I said before, like the priority here is getting the victory points, and it's not the operational authority. The operational authority would be nice, which is what we get from actually just capturing the points. But in terms of just completing our objective is to destroy these Gepards, basically. I'm hoping somehow I can take out that unit If I have the BMD leader with the BMD2s, it will increase their effectiveness. So we should really try and utilize that. We're just going to move the Nonna up so it's in range of the BMD as well. BMD leader.
Внимание, противник. Иду в бой. Слышу хорошо, прием. Приказ понятен.
That's an actual tank.
Пригнитесь там, будет жарко.
I was really hoping that we'd kill one before.
Квадрат пустой, прием.
Oh, good rockets though. Good rockets. Leopard down.
Завис. Как слышите? Свод на связи.
All of those got to retreat. There is no way I'm killing these.
Слышу хорошо, прием.
The helicopters might get the job done. We can kill the scimitar. That would be pretty good. Then we can take out the AIFB.
Не удержимся. Прием.
And shot down another one of the Mi-24s.
Масса на исходе. Слушаю.
Time to go. Hopefully we can intercept this one. A nice panic. A little bit of an engagement there. It was an F-16. What did we have? Got a MiG-29. Oh no, not the supply.
Выполняю. Обстреливают взвод.
This is turning out to be a bit tougher than I expected.
Zone lost.
Like, I have eyes on the objective, I just can't seem to finish them off. But we should be able to finish these off at least.
Цели по координатам.
Good.
Будет сделано.
Enemy air interception there as well. Ooh, hello. Enemy tanks. We are dug in, so we should have a good chance of blowing them up. There goes one of them. Grab another. Perfect.
Слушаю. Приказ понятен.
Yeah, the VDV are so strong, like defensively like this. If I could land one here and push them through, it'd probably do a decent job. But then I've got to worry a little bit about the Gepard there on the left, which may actually be worth me going killing, and then I can do that. So let's bring up the Mi-8, be ready with it. We got the Mi-8 TV. Bring up the Mi-24s again. So a little helicopter assault here that's coming in.
Приказы.
We'll have the Nonna move on to Mizzen.
Выполняю.
BMD can travel over. Make sure that these both travel over like so.
Огневую задачу понял.
We killed whatever that was very quickly, actually. Hopefully these Su-25s go for the AIFEs on the backside there.
Докладываю, цели паразиты. Слышу хорошо, прием. Приказ понятен.
Okay, we drop them off, so they'll advance through the field. Got the BMDs taking out that unit. Oh, that was... okay, so that was 3 of the objectives, actually. Nice. These can now head over to NSA. And... the AA is probably dead? Probably? Maybe? Let's do a MiG patrol over these aircraft just to keep them safe, these helicopters. It's been a slow and steady approach so far. Don't have eyes on whatever that is. I hope we do soon.
5 minutes remaining.
Служу Советскому Союзу. Готовы.
Alright, that's another Su-25 rocket strike right there. For sure. As soon as we know what it is, we go in with that.
Вижу цели, прием. Веду бой.
No messing about. Although the BMDs did a good job. Ooh, hello tanks.
Разработали, цели нет. Приказ.
Kinda scary. We got the job done. What range do we need? 800 for the RPG-22.
Будет сделано. Слышу хорошо, прием. Приказ понятен.
Okay, good. Let's get the HQ unit to just capture this for us.
Приказы.
We'll have these stay back. Ah, it's too late. I was really hoping to replenish those.
Служу Советскому Союзу.
Alright, that will be objective complete.
Слышу хорошо, прием. Приказ понятен.
Objective completed.
Cool. Okay, now we move over to the other side of the Ishim
Zone
point.
captured.
And we engage whatever infantry was there.
Взвод на связи.
If we could take the Vina, that'd be nice for an extra 30. We can take Ankara probably pretty easy. Those are like 15 pointers. We're obviously going to take Mizzen, we've taken Ishim.
Понял.
Let's push on the Vina here.
Готовы.
Zone captured.
Okay, that was just AIFBs. More HQ units. Maybe I can push them across to Divina. Got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to capture these points. These ones can go over to Angada then.
Готовы.
Maybe we can take that.
В пути. Взвод, к бою. Со всех сторон долбят.
Kill. Surprised we didn't spot that sooner with the MI-24 there.
Приказы.
Huh.
Служу Советскому Союзу. Капуст, прошу выполнения. Слушаю. Выполняю. Точки, прием. Приказы. Выполняю.
1 minute remaining.
Let's get the rockets and the guns on target there. Nice. And now Divina. Hopefully we can capture it in time. I don't know if we can. We might get Angada and then it will increase the time and then we'll get Divina afterwards.
Будет сделано.
I think if I'd used supply maybe a little bit better this game, we could have stopped ourselves from having to send back a couple of these units, but our losses actually haven't been that high. I mean, it might seem like it when we like lose an entire unit, but it's only 2 of those units. It's not like it's an entire unit. Okay. Did that give me those? I'm not sure it did. By the way, phase 3 concluded. Moving on to stage 3. Nice. Okay, so the raid was completed. Yeah, so we just move on to the next stage. That's perfect. Wonderful. Yeah, very successful battle. And I guess that's kind of like the perfect operation for the airborne. I mean, we came out of it with 280 operational authority. And we can do a meeting engagement against the Dutch or a recon in force against the Germans, but unfortunately, that's all I have time for, so we will leave it there. Yeah, solid operation for the VDV. Good job. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.